Real D is with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, welcome to the show. Can you describe the style of the music that you make, first of all?
So for the people who don't know me, I go by the name of Real D, and I'm in the hip hop rap genre, conscious content, of course. Sometimes in the hip hop game nowadays, especially if you want to sell, it's all about commercial. Yes, I do have that type of product, but I make sure to make people feel good through my lyrical content and be an instrumental. So basically, that's my mission right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of lyrics, do you have any particular themes that you portray in your songs?
That's a very good question. It's usually on motivation
Yeah.
and giving hope to the hopeless. So basically, because sound and music is very powerful as you speak, and it can trigger the mind, it can hypnotize people. So whatever you listen, you can become.
Yeah.
So that's my knowledge on that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how did you first start to get into the hip hop and rap genre in the first place?
That's a good question. It all started at the age of 12 years old back in Montreal, Canada. My friends introduced me to big groups of New York City, especially, Wu-Tang Clan. Shout out to the Reza. He's one of my biggest inspiration when it comes to rhymes and beats. And, like New York is the mecca of hip hop. It's like it all started down on the East Coast. So basically, I just grabbed into it and I got influenced by the top rappers and I just emulated a bit of their style, but I did my own. So it all came down when I was 12 years old. And then since then, I never stopped. And then at 18 years old, I started making beats and writing lyrics.
Wow, yeah. Nothing stopping you then.
Oh, no, nothing's stopping me. Trust me. I'm being very persistent now.
Yeah. And you mentioned a couple of influences in there, but is there anyone else that you feel has inspired you and you want to be a bit like them?
Well, that's a good question. Back in college, I was surrounded by some rappers. So shout out to my good friend Selwyn Belgrave and also my childhood friend Jean-Marc Pierre. So basically, these guys, we always used to rhyme, in the basement, so it started back when I was 18 years old. And since then, I never stopped. I don't know. It's like a therapy for me.
Yeah.
So, rap, it's, I don't know how to say it. It's like a medicine. So,
yeah. And rap isn't the only thing you do as well. You're an actor as well, right?
Yeah. I love doing acting. I got my agent, shout out to Constantine. So he's my agent right now. And, we're trying to get into the movies. Yeah. I'm writing a short movie called Real D Mission, where I'm playing a lyrical producer who has a, purpose in life, especially in the rap game. And he wants to bring a positive change towards the new generation. So basically, rapping, making people feel good and actually healing the sick. So it's something not like Jesus, but I think sound can actually heal, especially when it's positive.
Yeah, absolutely. And the movie being called Real D Mission, it's got your music name in it. Is that a biographical film or documentary, or is it just you wanted to have your name in it because then you get credit, I suppose?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, actually, it's a short movie. It's a movie that's fictional, mixed with reality. So basically, Real D Mission it's kind of dramatic.
Yeah.
It's funny. There's some comedy scenes in it because I want to get into the music, not in the music industry, sorry. In the music industry, yes, but also in the film industry. But at the same time, I can expose my music through that domain. So I got to take advantage because a lot of people are very visual nowadays. Yeah. So I think Michael Jackson did that where, he acts on the scene, but then it's a music video.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same concept a little bit.
And do you do impressions as well, like kind of voices of celebrities?
Yeah, I can do, it was past President Trump, but I can do President Trump pretty good. It's pretty scary, actually.
Oh, I'd like to hear this.
All right. So basically that's Donald Trump giving you, some excellent feedback. So he goes, Toby Gribbin, I'd like to say from the bottom of my heart, you did such a great job, on the radio. I really want to be again on your show. Very, very, very original stuff. I must say, we're going to be the best. And last but not least, we're going to reach to the top, okay?
That is incredible. It was very impressive. It's like he's in the room.
Yeah. I mean, I've been practicing it for a while, and then I do it to my mother, my brother, my sister. She's like, do it again. I'm like, all right. So, I scare some people out, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
you've got so many talents. Do you
Mhm.
manage to keep them all in check and juggle them about?
That's a good question because sometimes we may be a bit lost on where we want to go, but
Mm.
I go by the opportunity, right? So
Yeah.
basically, if my agent says, "Okay, there's a role there, you want to do it," I'll do it. If let's say a major label want to sign me for a deal that makes sense to my budget or their budget, then I'll go for it. So it's first arrived, first served, basically. So I remember L Cool J. He was saying like, do not limit yourself when you have multiple talents.
Yeah.
Whatever door opens, you just go for it.
Absolutely. And you've been kind of lucky, or I don't know, maybe unlucky as well if you had injury from this, but you actually escaped death 3 times.
Yes, that's actually tragic. It was I think back in the 80s, I drowned in the Ontario Lake.
Wow.
So basically, I was following a bird. I shouldn't have done that, but I got distracted by the bird. And my parents were like, like, where is he? And then, I drowned all of a sudden. And then, there's this Indian guy. I don't know what's his name. He saved my life. If it wasn't for him, probably I would have been dead.
Yeah, wow.
So, my mom was screaming her lungs out because, when mothers lose their sons or daughters, when they yell, I mean, for help, somebody will react to that cry.
Yes.
So, so the Indian guy just came, boom, and then he saved my life. Everybody was happy. Thank God for that. And there's another one where I had a car accident back in 1991 in Montreal. We just came down and I was playing with my friends and my bicycle got stuck.
Wow.
It was green light, but on the intersection, the driver can't let the person go. But I don't know, for some reason, she just kept going, and I lost a lot of blood that time. And my mom thought that probably I was dead, but she always had hope. My father had hope, and I thank God I survived that. And then the third one was like I was in a high depression. So due to I was in a verbal abusive relationship with my ex-fiance. I'm not going to say her name, but that also killed me because when you have death threats sometimes, and you don't know if it's true or it's not, and she tells you a little bit about her background, you don't know when that's going to strike, especially when she repeats it a lot. And also she was a teacher, mind you. So she knows how to like press the buttons and psychologically mess someone's identity very quickly. So she knew what she was doing, but then I had to leave that.
Yeah, for sure. And you've referenced these near-death experiences in your song Darkness to the Light as well.
Oh yeah, man. That song, a lot of people are feeling it, especially on Instagram and other platforms. And they were like, man, Darkness to the Light. That's, they like the beat, the concept. And, it's basically, I've been through the darkness and somewhere, somehow I just found the light through, believing in myself, believing in my intention, and always listening to past teachers and prophets. So basically I listen to these guys and I implement their knowledge in my music.
Absolutely, yeah. So what future projects have you got coming up? Have you got anything that you're working on at the moment?
Yes, I'm working on my future album, Promised Land. There's some singles that are out, like No Fear, Mission featuring Action Man, and Darkness to the Light, and more. So like basically I'm just dropping songs every month, especially on Spotify and YouTube Music and other music platforms. But yeah, Promised Land is going to be, with a lot of featurings, different producers, collaborators, just to make, the album really tasty and new. And, the True Identity album is out on YouTube, so people can check that out and to see, like, what's my identity is all about.
Absolutely. And then the clothing line as well, you're going to be launching on your website soon. Yes,
the Nowhere store. Shout out to my brother Street Connect down in Los Angeles. So, we're working on it right now. The designer he's making sure everything is on point. And Nowhere store, we're going to have shirts for now and probably coffee mugs.
Wow.
Because, if you look at the logo closely, it can really sell. And also a friend of Nipsey Hussle, goes by the name of Cowboy, close to Crenshaw and Slauson. My brother showed him the logo on our branding. He's like, man, this can't sell if you guys push it right. So since he said that, because this guy's a pioneer in clothing line. And my brother's like, yo, we gotta strike now. We don't have to wait till we blow in the music. Let's just, do that clothing line. And then with the music, it's a, 2-for-1 best deals. Because, when you put a music video and they see the shirt, I want to buy that shirt. So just imagine you put the Nowhere store on the link below the video. So
absolutely. That's how to do it, because the fans will want it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's the best time. Everybody's on the internet streaming. So I think for the independent artists, it's the golden opportunity, because in the 90s, you couldn't do that. You had to be signed under a major label to do all these kind of things. So
Oh, yeah.
it's a blessing right now.
Absolutely. And when you're not making music and making clothes as well, what do you like to go up to in your spare time?
That's a good question. Basically, I watch a lot of movies,
Yeah.
like Netflix. I study actors. I take long walks in downtown. I love going downtown. It's one of my favorite spots to also think. I think, yeah, and also basketball. I'm going to get to it soon this summer because I won a couple of MVP championships back in the day. So it'd be sad not me, going back to ball, but in a street level, not in a tournament,
Yeah.
with rules. But I think, basketball. I'm going to go back to sports, really stay in shape.
Yeah, for sure. Well, where are we able to find your music everywhere if we want to listen to it? And also the clothes as well. Where's that?
Oh, yeah. Well, people can go to www.rivernileprod.com, RIVERNILEPROD.com. They could check all the sections there. We got major beats. In the artist section, you're going to see me with the bio, songs, everything. The clothing line is going to be there too, but saying coming soon. But once it's up there, I'm going to give news on Instagram. Oh, of course, my Instagram is RealD777.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today. It's been great having you on.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it, Toby.